Hello, I'm X Toycat, and one of the most pervasive mistruths about Minecraft is the fact that the game is only enjoyable to and exclusively played by children. This is something that is obviously not true to anyone who plays the game for themselves or who actually looks at the demographic data for Minecraft, but rather than trying to disprove that, I figured it'd be way more fun to take advantage of this myth to do a realm experiment. That's right, I've always been pretty pro child labor, and the only thing I liked more than that is child slavery, and I figured, logically, why don't we take advantage of all these children who play Minecraft to do a little bit of an experiment and see who actually can run a Minecraft world better. So we've got ourselves an old style Minecraft world right here. It's 256 by 256 with hard borders at the edge. We've got a fair mix of terrain here, and we're going to throw a bunch of people into this world right here who are under the age of 18. You know, we're going to throw the 9-year-olds into one world, and then we're going to throw people exclusively who are adults into another. This realm will be populated exclusively by people over the age of 18, which is the legal age for adulthood in most Western countries and for the world most of you are going to be watching this from. So we're going to take this as a 18-year-old equals adult, and we're going to take the other world as under 18 equals child, and we're going to put the two worlds against each other. I'm going to link the two realms publicly right now on my YouTube with no distinction between which one, and we're going to sort people by their answer to a simple question when they join the world. And that simple question is, are you over 18? We ask people as soon as they join if they're over 18, and then if they're on the 18 plus realm, which you can spot by the blue wall and the experience bar, then we know what's going to happen. And if they are over 18, then they can stay right here. Okay, so Johnny Mac is God is 12 apparently, and 13. You know, he changed his mind real fast, but neither of those ages is under the age of is 18. We've got a yes and we've got a 14. So do you know what we do with Johnny Mac is God and Real Ninja Tiger? So everyone under the age of 18 is being politely asked to leave the realm, as we all know is the way we do with these things. And then more people can join in their place who we can ask the same question to. And now on this suspiciously similar realm, we do the exact same thing. It's funny because we have way more answers over the age of 18 here, which is sad because we have to kick them. Small Goose 27 has left the realm for being too old to join part in some child labor experiment. It must be really confusing to people why we're blocking people when they answer that they're 19 or 20. Like, I can imagine I'm going to get a lot of very angry tweets and comments from people saying, "Why did you kick me? I was over 18. That should be okay, right?" But we'll see. So yeah, as you can see, people are starting their Minecraft worlds in a nice normal way. Things always start when we invite people via YouTube that like, oh yeah, they just want to come and they want to join, and sometimes they say weird things about economic isolationism. But usually they just start building houses and making crafting tables and the normal Minecraft things, which is, you know, this is the good part of the experiment right here. No matter the age of the person playing, the houses always start simple, but as the players develop and conquer the world a bit more, they slowly start to complexify their creations. In case I haven't mentioned, by the way, it just so turns out there is actually a Minecraft village here as well. It's a small one cut off by the world boundary, but it's still very rare to find a Minecraft seed that actually has a village in the 256 by 256 area. So yeah, should add some fun to this, that we have some villagers that once they're dead, they won't come back to life. So let's see who kills the villagers first. Is it the, the children, or is it the adults? So I decided to treat the Minecraft realm like I tried to treat parenting, so I left the 9-year-olds alone for 12 hours, and this is what has happened. As you can see, the house is now turned into a little shack of forms. I mean, it's not actually that much better, but you can see around it, everyone's starting to make their own little houses, and some of these have some value, some of them are slightly bigger than other ones, and you start to see how there's even a church forming all the way up here, which is pretty darn impressive, right? Impressively, they've even started working on underwater builds. Like you can see, someone's got an underwater house here. They haven't fully unwaterlogged it, but that's still pretty cool. There's banners starting to appear, and there's even a giant, like, fortified house here. Things are going pretty well on the 9-year-old realm, whereas... So as soon as I can get onto the adult realm, the most interesting thing to see is going to be, do adults build different to children in Minecraft, given the same resources and world? So the most obvious thing you can see has changed is that people are clearly promoting the freedom of Hong Kong, and also that Toycat is stanky. Yeah, free Hong Kong, but also Toycat's smell. These are the two most important issues facing the world right now. Now this video is banned in China. Well done, internet. But yeah, no, the interesting thing about this world is this is the adult realm, where we age check people, make sure they're over 18 before they can get in. But you can see how the overall designs seem to be significantly worse. Like, no offense to the over 18s of the world out there, but I mean, I'm not seeing so many amazing things here, and I'm seeing a lot of mess made around it as well. You can see how everything here is actually much more basic. We have many more square abodes, sometimes made from more impressive blocks like this andesite, but in general things seem like they're much more functional oriented than, design oriented. And one of the most interesting parts of that is the fact that, you know, the experiment, like, who's going to kill the villagers first? Who knows? Maybe they'll last the whole week, they'll grow, they'll be stronger, because all you need is beds to make them great. Well, it seems that these guys killed the villagers too, but the adults not only killed the villagers, but they claimed their homes for themselves. They took the home and they made it their own. I mean, it's not even really a big house, but like, Jesus, I mean, killing villagers, kind of brutal enough. Killing villagers, stealing their food, and taking their home seems like it's a bit worse. You know, I'm just saying. Earlier I suggested all the murders were committed by adults. It seems like I forgot to mention genocide and mass starvations. I mean, to be fair, Joseph Stalin was an adult, so should have worked out that one already based on this Realm series. But yeah, the only other differences you can see is it says send nudes here, which you do not want to do on a server where everyone's admitted they're under the age of 18. So yeah, in general, you can see how the adult realm is going worse right now, but my initial defense of my kind, because fun fact, I am sometimes an adult, my defense of this is maybe it's just their start to things, you know, they're building their houses so they can get the resources to make the impressive things they want to do here. That's what I want to believe. But I'll be honest, unless this sort of thing starts to go well, and you know, there is potential behind what's going on here, I think this might end up with, you know, the result already being decided that children are just more creative than adults. And maybe Minecraft really is a children's game. Maybe that's the conclusion we'll get from all of this. So in some ways more impressive, but in most ways more depressive. Let's see how this goes over the next day or so, and continue our checking in to see how the worlds stack up against each other. So 24 hours later, it's starting to become very clear which realm is which, because as you can see, this realm has taken a kind of brutalist attitude towards the world, and by that I mean they've started to destroy the one major feature, the mountain, which has gone pretty destructively down. The entire concept of the land around here has been kind of rebuilt. There's a little island over there in the middle of nowhere that's actually one of the most impressive parts of this world, as you can see. They've even got some boats going on, they've got some trees here farming, because remember that in these worlds, if you want to eliminate trees, it's not that hard to do, because once all the saplings are gone, once all the trees are gone, there's no way to get any more of them. And it looks like someone's doing their darndest to make all of the accessible trees in the world gone, if nothing else. You can also see how this world has a very clear cult of Toy Cat is yes going on. There's a giant T with a Toy Cat yes signs going everywhere. But you can also see how, like, oh yeah, built out of grass, not just dirt here, it's Toy Cat is yes. And you know, I appreciate the gratitude. You know, people like to believe that the only people who like YouTuber memes are children, but clearly this realm proves that over 18s, or self-professed over 18s, feel the same way. Oh look, it's a Toy Cat, and then it's yes. This is actually really good for, like, given the resources they have in this world, there aren't really many colors. This is pretty good for an Ocelot. I like this. I am salvaging Dirt Cat. I miss my wife. My wife took my kids. My kids to my wife. I was poisoned. My kids took me from my wife. Jesus. But yeah, I do have to say, this is going to be build of the week as far as this realm experiment goes. Unless we can see one that's better, this is a great build because it's good, it's effective, it's simple, and it's built from things you can find in your first, like, you know, 2 minutes of Minecraft spawning. You can make this really easily, and it looks pretty good in my opinion. And for a Minecraft server, it's a great idea for a build. Even the nose being made out of grass is a small little touch I like. So yeah, I love this, and although I'm concerned about all the Toy Cat's yes worship we're seeing around here. So this is what Minecraft looks like to Australians, and this is the accurate way to portray this island. But yeah, things are going well, and by well I mean, they even destroyed the village. Like, there weren't even any villagers left, but they flattened it anyway. Took all the sandstone besides the top of one of the houses, just to remind them what they did. And now it's flat land. And you know what? I mean, fits with Australia and the theme of colonialism, I guess. Questionably on the adult realm, but surely they're going worse on the child realm, right? Let's find out now. I mean, say what you like about the under 18s of the world, but they know how to make a society that actually looks good, much, much better. As you can see, they've almost destroyed the little village thing. Someone really wants me to say meow. Say what you will about under 18s, but as you can see, they clearly know how to set up a society much, much better. Look at these towers of their flags. Look at this grand church on top of the mountain, which is part of some form of society, the Holy Church of David Richter again. By the way, I looked this name up because I was like, oh, they're trying to worship this dude, because they had a big, like, letter of him. I can't find out who he is, but apparently one person is just really obsessed, and they really want me to come inside. Because they made a really nice little church here. Again, there is a better semblance of society going on here. There's even a little spire to this church, which gives you a great viewing point over the rest of the realm if you want to. I think that's wonderful that that has somehow managed to survive. I think this is a pretty decent realm in some ways. Obviously, it has the usual realm's trappings of just ugly structures built out of nowhere for the sake of getting from one thing to something else that doesn't really need a pathway built between it, like this mess over here. But as far as overall, things look pretty good here. Okay, so this one really freaks me out personally. Almost the exact same build has been found here as well. It's obviously very different in a couple of ways you can notice. The grass blocks aren't there. This is not logs, it's planks instead. There's a few distinct differences, but it's pretty similar otherwise. And obviously, you know, the theory is that like, oh yeah, maybe someone managed to join both realms. They're both very busy. People are joining them both all the time. And therefore, someone being able to get on one server, then being lucky enough to also get on the second one, build the exact same thing on both and not have them destroyed within 24 hours. That's crazy if you ask me. And yeah, I almost think it's more likely that two people built them separately. So either way, this is crazy. This is cool. And Realm Build of the Week goes to both realms, apparently. We do have, sadly, a few signs of destruction, like right over here. It's got that kind of like rough, like there was clearly something nice here that now is entirely gone. Also, oh wait, is there another cat? And so on and so on. An under 18 wants to be my child bride, which I think is a terrible idea. Or I could be the child girlfriend, apparently. Isn't the chat so nice on this server? Okay, there is a third one of these cats. This must have been a this server idea that someone perfected on the other one, because this is actually done correctly with the oak logs instead of the oak planks. And man, this server is just doing so much better. Look, there's so many more functional houses that are actually building a society. This is super cool, it goes without saying. The fact that they've got like multi-level farms going is pretty cool, so food is pretty guaranteed in this world. Unlike the other place where it looks like everyone starves to death all the time. They've even got this lovely drawing of me as a person, it looks like. Nope, this is his son. He is very handsome and likes to dance. He doesn't grief or dupe, and neither should you. So yeah, it actually turns out both servers worship Toy Cat and the giant cats and stuff like that. But you can see that this one's the under 18 realm because of the way they drew me underneath it. It's pretty accurate, I would say. Yeah, this realm definitely is going better so far. Let's see if that continues, though. So I'll see you in 24 hours when, coincidentally, the weekend ends, which is when you'd expect that over 18s would be busier. No, wait. I guess over 18s usually work the weekend. So the over 18 realm is going to stay consistent. This realm is going to get much more inconsistent because, as we all know, under 18s have school every weekday. It's day 3 on the realm experiment, and I don't know why there's a giant help sign in the ocean over there. It seems a little bit suspicious if you ask me. Except no. It makes absolute sense why there's a help sign over there. So, it seems as though order seems to have fallen down entirely within the last 24 hours. It seems as though, you know what, we can compliment the children as much as we like. Although it seems as though most of the hacking seems to come from them. This is not legit gold. This is not a legit crying obsidian. You know, funnily enough, glowing obsidian, not a real block you can get without hacking. And all of this lava up here actually could have been legit, but I mean like the sheer malice in placing it all the way at world height, which is 128 in old worlds if you don't know. And yeah, between the withers, which I just heard explode, between the withers, between the... And everyone's got hacked diamond armor too, by the way. Everyone, there's this immediate push where like one person hacks, everyone just figures, why not just do that too? Here's the only way to get rid of hack stuff. That's right, you kill everyone nice and easy, and then when their stuff drops, you kill that too, and all of the diamond armor goes away. Did that, it just crashed my game. That is how unstable this realm was. So yeah, it kind of goes without saying, this realm got destroyed. All it takes is a few hackers and then people joining the hackers and people just figuring, what does it even matter anymore? Society's gone down the drain anyway. And then everything goes away. It's crazy. I think it's a closed realm experiment. But yeah, you can kind of see how absolutely insane everything went that fast. Everything is broken everywhere. There are just, now we've killed the withers, they're just stuck exploding in midair because there's just so many of them apparently. Everything is destroyed beyond belief, and I guess I want to believe there's a way for the child realm to recover. I was really hoping till this point, like, we'd prove that, children are better at Minecraft than adults, or, that child slavery was correct. I was really hoping we could push that angle of this video, but sadly, beyond this being okay, and not even really okay, it's like less destroyed than the rest of the world, there's a lot of rebuilding to be done here. Oh, there's a giant sea flag. That's nice too. We got We got, you know, a little bit of a Soviet toy cat flag. But besides that, this world has so much rebuilding to do because it was destroyed because apparently children like to hack in Minecraft. That is the lesson I'm taking from this. But I'm sure it's better on the adult realm, right? I mean, nothing can be this bad. But like, I mean, how did they even? How did they even? Where did the world go? It's just missing chunks. There are very few, there's very little, if anything, that resembles Minecraft. It's been deleted, it seems. How did they delete parts of the world? Again, even the best hacks I've seen in the current update haven't been able to do that. I understand spawning in withers and making sky lava and stuff like that, but how did they do this? How is that possible? This is insane. So I guess the only way to one-up destroying the village entirely was to destroy the grounds on which it used to rest, and I guess they've done that. The mountain has become an anti-mountain, it seems, where some of the few remaining trees in the world actually do exist, and then some of the few remaining trees in the world do exist in this very fake platform you can see over here. Then if we look around the rest of this place, which I mean, if we're being honest, is pretty insane already, you can see how pretty much any feature that you might have recognized from the first day is gone. This is not just hacking, this is extreme hacking on an extreme scale. Like, again, bear in mind, this is a realm with more people, someone actually checking more frequently to, you know, like, do the age checks and all the other sorts of things. Apparently, that does not deter people. The fact that someone is here who is an admin who could ban them, that doesn't stop them from trying their darndest to, look at this. There's just nothing resembling a house here. This world is destroyed. It's filled with people. You can see there's 10 people here. But despite being filled with adults, you know, 18 plus people, or self-professed 18 plus year olds, the world is just, it's just nothing, right? Besides Hi. Hi still exists. It took only 3 days to go from who knows how this one will go to, oh god, everything is gone and destroyed, and now we live in the ashes of the former world. And if this much of the world has just been deleted somehow, again, it has to be hacks because of the, I mean, it has to be hacks, right? There's no other logical explanation for digging down to square bedrock like this. Yeah, it's literally nothing below the bedrock too. But like, there has to be something they can do here. But I just don't see how it got so destroyed so fast. And again, this is usually a week worth of work that they've done in 3 days. So you know what? You can say what you want about adults, but they get stuff done fast. They know where realm experiments always seem to head, regardless of how hard we try not to. And they get there in 3 days instead of 7, so they can take the next 4 days off, I guess. But yeah, this is a wreck of a world. The Nether isn't meant to exist in this world. Like, it doesn't. They managed to make it anyway. I don't, like, that might sound insane, but it's genuinely what's happened here. No, none of that. This is my one intervention, okay? But yeah, perhaps it goes without saying, but this is absolutely bonkers, bananas, and I don't even know what could happen over the next 3 days to make either world a palatable place. But we'll see what people can do. If they can destroy the world in 24 hours, maybe they can rebuild it better in the next 24, you know? Or maybe sometimes you need destruction to make even more destruction. Maybe that's the lesson that we've really learned here instead, because as you can see, the under 18 realm has significantly gone downwards in terms of quality. Even the elements of destruction that are here, like this big cobblestone tower, even those things have been destroyed. The things that literally just represent destruction have all been destroyed here, and there's no real terrain left besides water and less water as far as this world goes. There aren't giant missing chunks, which is a improvement over the other realm, but as far as this realm versus its same time yesterday, it's not doing well. It's been withered all over the place. It's pretty tragic looking everywhere, I think it goes without saying. Wait, there is one hope. We have an ocelot that's only had like its face removed, it looks like. There is a cat still alive. I have hope for the next 2 days. This cat is a sign of things to come. But let's check on the under 18 realm. Oh, the end is a place that exists in this realm. Again, This isn't possible. The end does not exist on Minecraft Old Worlds. I don't know how they managed to hack this into existence, but they made themselves a little bit of a lava house here, it seems, too. It says something kind of interesting about the state of Minecraft Bedrock Realms, I guess, that someone built a hacked house out of bedrock, never reactor cores, and barrier blocks, and then they still managed to get grief with lava. But yeah, let's jump off the end, and let's hope that we get back to the overworld without any real issues. Goodbye, blue wall block. So now you can spot when I'm on the over 18 realm by the fact that I don't have any blocks in my inventory. So whereas under 18s seem to look at destruction and think, yeah, more destruction time here, people over the age of 18 have made some form of rebuilding efforts. I've seen people tweet me, I don't respond to them to keep the experiment impartial, but people have been saying, like, we're going to start a big rebuilding effort and, you know, in exchange, something. I ignore all of it, but you can see how that's vaguely happened. Look at all these trees here that people can get wood from. Look at all this grass that has somehow spread across this entire landscape that was entirely destroyed and then rebuilt again from scratch. It's super nice to see that there is a real world with even Toy Cat lettering surviving in it. Things had to get much more basic now. Pretty much all the stone is gone, as you can see. But as a result, we have a very wood-based society. Or rather, I should say, we would have a society like that if the houses weren't being griefed, which it seems they are. Also, isn't it weird that the house is like this and they've got like a basement that just gives them a view of this? It's a bit crazy to look at, honestly. Toy Cat, we made a society, don't smite us. So yeah, looking around the rest of this, you can see how the world has actually improved in some ways. Like, it's almost beautiful, like a Fallout way. There's just a random end portal there. You just felt... Whatever. Like, you can see how society has gone very much more beautiful in terms of how it's taken the terrain and it's just decided, nah, we're a grassland now. And people just live their lives this way, it seems. It's obviously still a work in progress. I mean, you can see by the holes in the world that go all the way through to bedrock, which... Just to prove we can jump through that, let's do that now. Yeah, you can jump right the way through the world if you want to. And you can see how there's multiple layers of bedrock even. This world makes no sense. And it's kind of beautiful in that way. We still have 2 days to go though. This beauty can be entirely wiped out as we've seen before. I hope it doesn't though. I hope this is expanded. I hope that we can prove that, you know, adults over 18s know what's up. Because as someone who is over that age, I secretly want that to be true. So my real test is going to be, I'm going to log out right here in this old furnace room of some form with a chest that is entirely empty in it. I'm going to see what this area looks like tomorrow. Well, I mean, it didn't get much worse in the furnace room. The furnace has survived, and so did some of the floor. But everything else, no, this isn't good. However, maybe above ground, where as you can see, there's a big old ceiling built, maybe it's looking great up there. It's funny, it looks like there was like a new floor rebuilt for the world, and then it looks like they built another floor on top of that, because I just had to mine through it as the only way to get up, and you can see there is a ceiling on a ceiling, and I don't know if that's beautiful or the opposite, but here we are. The world is different than it was before. People keep asking what the experiment is, by the way, so... I mean, the fact that they don't know, despite all the questioning, is probably a good sign. I mean, at least it proves that the experiment is honest, even if dysfunctional. Yeah, there is literally nothing of note on this server besides this giant spawn mountain, which, I mean, it's a really pretty tree or mountain or whatever it's meant to be that is apparently at the spawn area. There's a bamboo forest here. There's a few remnants of some buildings. But I mean, the fact that it looks like a normal-ish Minecraft world is something. Although normal-ish has a big asterisk because most Minecraft worlds aren't this flat, with no biomes of any note besides a few trees in one, a spawn mountain made of a block you can't get in legit survival in another, and then also a bamboo forest. These are the three things of note in this world. Everything else is just green. And the only way you can tell where, for instance, the Savannah Mountain was before is where the grass goes slightly, you know, savanna-y, like this lighter green, kind of yellow almost. That's the only way you can tell that over there is where the previous village was. There was a Minecraft village I expected to be great on this server, and where is it now? You literally couldn't tell where it was if you didn't know it was there at the start of this video. I could convince you this was a different world that happen to just be on the same server, and you might believe me, and that is tragic, I think. The one thing that gives me hope after all of this time, after all of these many cycles of failure and destruction, is the fact that the under 18 realm, the spirit of rebuilding has remained here. You can see how there's some vague semblance of terrain here. You can see how there's still one of these cats. It got a lot more basic, and I mean, it just says this is Toy Cat's nose instead of building one, but still, they built another cat, and that's amazing. Again, I made no reference to this. No one knows that I appreciate these in the videos, but yet they keep on appearing, and I love that. Also, you can see next to it, this guy has made a base, it looks like. I don't know if it's actually this person right here, but there is a base over here. Only hotel on the server. Apocalypse rated hotel. Oh, and wow, there's a... Okay, it looks like there's some form of duplication going on right here as well. So, I mean, that's kind of rough. Probably a bannable offense. But you can see how there's, like, one place on the server where people actually can survive. They've got AFK rooms. They've got places for people to go. They've got these, you know, these farming things set up. Oh, and there's a snack bar here, too. How cute. Oh, it actually is filled with things. That's wonderful. So yeah, overall, this is a horse? How is that even possible? So many questions. But yeah, this is a realm which has been through some serious stuff and is coming out on the other side, I think. Like, there is actually progress, a pathway towards reconstruction here, and we'll see how it goes in the next 24 hours. Because I think we might end up proving that children are better at Minecraft than adults. That might just be the end conclusion here. Okay, can I just mention I have joined onto the server for the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. There's a swarm of bees attacking and killing strangers. That is absolutely beautiful. But, speaking of beauty, today is the end of the realm experiment, and it seems as though we have some pretty good successes going on, so let's try and go through them today. Okay, it's time for the final verdict, I guess, on the realms. We're going to check out the under 18 realm, we're going to check out the over 18 realm, and we're going to see which one handled better over the week and a bit period that we ran the experiment for. And we're going to see, therefore, who is better at being laborers. Is child labor better or is adult labor better? Let's work it out based on the Minecraft ability. So, yeah, I guess we're going to have to start, you know, mostly with the under 18 realms, which we're seeing right now. Although, you know, I am kind of curious just on the broad levels before we dive into any more depth. The under 18 realm looks vaguely like a real world to some extent in some places. It's clearly been morphed and destroyed and rebuilt a billion times, but there is something here resembling a world, whereas when we switch over to the adult realm, you can see how the same thing just isn't true over here. You can see how on the realm filled with people who have self-professed to be over the age of 18, what you end up with instead is, I mean, a T-posing toy cat is vaguely alive still. Toy cat is, yes, made out of bedrock, hasn't been destroyed, which isn't that surprising. And then some giant blue, red, green statue, it looks like, over here. This is the closest thing we've got to builds in this world. The terrain is gone. It is just grass and water now that has been placed and duplicated and everything like that over and over again. Yeah, this realm somehow, despite being more hacked, was hacked exclusively for bad purposes, I feel like, or for meme purposes. No one was willing to use their hacking abilities to make the realm a better place, which, you know, no one should be hacking in the first place. I don't think it's a requirement, but there's something interesting about that. It seems as though people who self-profess to be over 18 are less concerned with making the world a better place, which is actually opposite of what I would guess for this. The world was truly destroyed through and through here pretty early on, and then it never really recovered. It was just in a constant state of how broken can it be at any given point in time, and that, to me, is a pretty tragic outlook on people who claim to be over 18, either care less about the world, they're more bitter, they're more enshrined to how it is, or maybe, you know, just by pure coincidence, this one got out to more hackers, or, you know, as the first one posted, it was more popular for a lot of the time. Maybe just more hackers equals more bad, or maybe the other way around this is people who claim to be over the age of 18 are actually more likely to be immature, because even the sort of person who hears the question, are you over 18 or not, and you say yes when you're not, maybe that makes you more immature than someone who is honest about their age. And really, you know, maybe only children do play Minecraft. It's a well-known fact. No one besides children can even play the game. Because that's true, maybe we just got immature children who lie about their age, and we got regular children. Again, so it's a widely known fact that if you're over 18, your ability to play Minecraft just drops instantly. But yeah, Toy Cat equals life is a nice sign here. This is not the worst bomb wreck in the world. this isn't the worst train wreck in the world. There have been worse outcomes, just not by much. And yeah, that's my kind of conclusion right here. I'm going to conclude that as far as how things go with people who claim to be over 18, not well. The personal conclusion I like on this one is I'm going to choose to believe it was a lot of, children who joined with the thing of being over 18. We had to self-select. There's no age verification in Minecraft. And maybe that means that if you really want to run a server, rather than trying to have adults only, which is impossible to verify on the internet, instead you should have children only. Have a server that advertises children who are honest about their age only, because, again, looking over here, you get a really rough mess of a server, whereas people who claim to be under the age of 18 have similar levels of hacking and destruction tendencies. It seems as though that's something that's just immutable about Invite People to Minecraft realm right now. Because it's hosted by Minecraft themselves, the anti-cheat just isn't very good yet. It's something we're gonna see improve in the future. But the other people, the people who are on there with the hackers, whether it be B people or Bedrock people or people who hack in emeralds because they obviously didn't trade these based on the village, which, for the record, we can say whatever we like about, the other server and this server destroying their village, but at least you can see still some semblance of village structure, which must have been rebuilt now that I think about it. We can see some tiny resemblance to the village that existed, and somehow this means that they have won the village contest. As opposed to just a sea of, grass blocks, there at least is some sign there used to be a village here, which, means that the children are more conscientious about their surroundings, which is weird, but a thing worth keeping in mind. Similarly, you can see how there's some nice, impressive, decent structures and projects going on all over the server. And although most of them get destroyed in short order, the fact that some of them have existed and managed to exist for some amount of time at all, that says something interesting to me. Oh, so look at, whoa, this is a cool little way to do blocks, in my opinion, like have banners and the block below it. But yeah, even though both servers descend into craziness, this just goes to show my key point from the start here, should it be children or should it be adults? The key lesson that we can learn from this is that, if you want to have people in your Minecraft world, if you want to have people do labor for you, children are just much better at it because they're going to have the same rate of being immature, no matter how much it's claimed that only, children are immature, adults are just as immature, or at least people who claim to be adults are immature, but children are much better at putting the world back together. They're going to be able to, think around things and actually rebuild over and over again. And if you work in a place where things need to be rebuilt and reset and fixed over and over again, what better to do it with than children? So yeah, this video was actually brought to you by the Labor Board of China. You might think that child exploitation is actually bad, but China is out here to... I don't know what I'm doing with this sponsor spot for China that is probably burning some form of bridge with my future. But yeah, with that said, just bear in mind, child laborers, sounds like an outdated concept, but believe you me, when it comes to Minecraft worlds, it's the most in-date concept in the world. So yeah, I had some fun today with this realm. I think the next realm experiment is going to have gone off before you even see this video. So in case you're curious about the next realm experiment, you already missed it. Yeah, how does that make you feel? People always ask me, when's the next realm experiment, Toycat? I don't know. Nobody knows for sure. It's like, they happen when there's a fun idea to test. I don't come up with them specifically, so I have something for you to do. If you want to know when it is, I announce it via Twitter, sometimes via Discord as well. And you don't ask me, I'll tell you, okay? Sound good? Sounds good to me. But no, thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for making these realm experiment videos possible. And I guess I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.